Hey, yo, what you're looking at is a sneak peek. This is on the Chinese servers of Rise of Kingdoms. This is showing the countdown to the next skill damage formation. We had a really cool little video that our girl Ihara did. Ihara is a YouTube content creator, and I've got her link down there. You guys need to go follow her. She is so entertaining and so much fun. I've known her for a couple of years now, and she is fantastic. Well, she's on the Chinese server. She showed us all like, hey, this is actually real. So I took a screenshot of that and said, Ihara, I'm going to put this out. I'm going to make sure people see it. So please go follow her. But we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about what this means and what that 12% means right now. Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chansky. I do videos for Rise of Kingdoms all the time, and if you enjoy these videos, throw a thumbs up on here. Give them a like. Helps out the video, helps out the channel a ton, and if you are not subscribed to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button and hit the bell if you want to get alerts when I put out content like this. None of that stuff costs you anything, guys. And so with that, helping out the channel, helping support the community we have built and continue to grow. Well, we have been speculating now for, gosh, a couple of weeks now. I put out a couple of videos about this. We are going to get a new skill damage formation, right? We have Wedge. We've had it since the very beginning of when formations came out. We got Arch, we got Wedge, we got Echelon, we got Hollow Square, we got Line Formation and Triple Line. These were the original ones we got. And then I think V Formation was another one. With that, Wedge is old. And honestly, part of the reason why Wedge is having a tough time keeping up, like it still has like the same boost and the same stats as some of the other inscriptions on Pincer and Delta. The only problem is it's already baked into the system. It's already baked into the game. There's so much skill damage mitigation with commanders in the game, so much skill damage mitigation when it comes to reduced skill damage with a lot of the commander skills and with a lot of the talents. Any cavalry players knows we've got a massive skill damage mitigation here. Any garrison player knows you got a massive skill damage mitigation here. So really it's hard, and they probably are trying to rebalance the game, so they're giving us a second Wedge. That's basically what that translation is. Let me put this thing up here and show you. Now, Ihara took a video of this and like literally showed on her iPad because she is on the Chinese servers, and she is a fellow content creator. She is so entertaining and so much fun. She's fighting all the time. It is really, really good. This is what she showed. Now, if you do the translation of this, it is basically saying this is Wedge 2. This is Wedge Part 2. You can see it's the same formation. You can see that there's a scroll, a instrument, an emblem, and a flag. And with that, down here, you can see 12%. Well, what does that mean? This is a skill damage bonus of 12%. This is real. This is in the game in China. Now, I assume this is what they're going to release this weekend when it comes to the international servers, but this is what we have right now. So we're going to get a 12% just baseline formation bonus to your Wedge set. So rip everybody who still got Wedge, and you're going to have to convert that to the new Wedge because obviously it's probably going to be a lot stronger. Now, people are going to speculate, what are each special inscriptions going to look like? And let's talk about them real quick because I've got some theories and I got some different ideas. But if you're dealing with a baseline stat of 12%, just off the formation. Now you can see the original Wedge is 5%, right? Just not much at all. But you're dealing with a baseline stat of 12%. Okay, so damn it. So the 5% boost to skill damage dealt. Okay, that's like a multiplier. And then you have another one with a 5% boost to skill damage dealt, and then you have Intrepid, which is just a straight 10% boost. That's a 20% boost. Holy jeez, with a 12% bonus on top of that. Now you remember, a boost is at the end of the equation. So you can do bonuses, like you can do a 12% bonus there, and you can do a 62% bonus when it comes to commanders like YSG, right? Those are different things that you can do in the game. YSG, of course, has got this with another 12% from his museum buff. So that's 62% plus an additional 12%. So just based on YSG and the formation, you're running that up. No lie, you are running that up to 74% bonus to skill damage just on a perpetual basis. and now you're going to boost it by 20%. That's just what it is right now. There's no telling what's going to be on the next inscriptions for the Wedge 2, right? The upgraded Wedge. But a 20% bonus to 74% skill damage? Like, okay. Like, that's going to make Chen God tier. He already is. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Okay, so from there, what else do you think we're going to get here? Okay, and I think you're going to maybe get a situation to where maybe we run like debuffs. Maybe we do some different, it enhances maybe some direct damage like Hunter does. But I think we're going to maybe see some debuffs. I think we're maybe going to see some different things that this does. And when I say a debuff, that maybe they put something in here like, you know, this wheeler's troop gains 5% boost to skill damage dealt. And whenever this commander launches an active skill or does any skill damage to a target, that target takes, I don't know, 10, 20% more skill damage for the next 3 seconds or something. It's almost like a skill, right? We've seen that many times with commander skills. So there's different things that you can do with that. And there can be all kinds of stipulations on that. It could be maybe another bonus to skill damage. Maybe it has something to do with a prerequisite, like how many troops are in the other marches, the target's march, or how many troops you have, or where your rage is. There's all kinds of stipulations. But I think you're going to get a boost in the scroll slot. You come over here to the instrument slot. Okay, instrument slot's one of my favorite slots. I think they keep the boost, you know, really for all formations, the scroll slot, the instrument slot, and then the big boost on the emblem slot. They all have boosts, like for all of them. And so from there, you get an additional 5% boost again. I don't know what that number's going to be. You know, if it's 5%, that's probably pretty good. But then again, I think you've got other things down here. And so maybe all damage bonuses, maybe again, like we talked about, you do more skill damage to the target for X amount of seconds, or maybe you get an additional bonus to skill damage you're dealing for X amount of seconds. All depends maybe on the rage, different things like that. So we're going to have to see how this thing works, because here you can see this when dealing direct damage, which is skill damage, to a target, there's a 30% chance that damage is increased by 10%. Maybe that says there's a 30% chance that you receive skill damage bonus of 10% for 3 seconds or something, or whatever it might be. I mean, it could be all kinds of different things, but we just got to see the measures of what these are and get an idea. Okay, down here in the emblem slot, I think you're getting the same thing. You're probably sticking to the same boost. Now, if they boost that by 12 or 15%, guys, that's just like a multiplier. Like, holy geez. Like, are they really going to make a Wedge 2.0 that's gonna like drag Huo and drag Joan and Ragnar and CPO back into the meta? They might. If they do, then Chen's gonna be just cracked busted. Like, he's just gonna be off the charts, like not even fair to play. And we're probably gonna drag these other archers back out onto the field, and everybody's gonna be running 2 and 3 archer marches. And so no telling what these numbers are gonna be. Okay, and then you come down here to the flag slot, and you probably got some resistance, right? You have a 3.5% resistance to normal damage, which is actually pretty good. When you take a lot of smite and combo, that's actually pretty good as it is. Well, maybe that's a 5% resistance to smite or something, or delta or combo or something like that. And then maybe there's something that you do in here that's a little bit of a change to where you do, you know, either more resistance, more mitigation, more tankiness that you will. And so I really think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with these. But the one thing we can confirm, obviously, is the fact that they're going to roll out a Wedge 2.0. And when they roll this out, it's going to have a base formation stat of 12% skill damage, which is kind of crazy. Now, why do they do this? They've got to try to balance the game. Okay, because one thing that they've done, it's not necessarily the fact that the commanders, and I've shown this before, not necessarily the fact that the commanders for combo and smite are like that much more powerful. They are, but it's more of a fact that like you get Achilles here, and I've talked about this. Achilles and the extra procs on his Palean Spear, he's exactly like Zuge when it comes to the damage output, and then the extra procs with the marquee effect to be able to run more AoE procs from Zuge. But the difference is our boy Achilles here is doing combo. And there's no combo mitigation out there. There's just not that much mitigation. They had to add that to the game. And they didn't add it. They changed things in the game, which I didn't agree with. But we just got to deal with it, right? They changed the support tree, right? To where now this is combo and smite mitigation instead of just skill damage. They changed our emergency protection to where 15% less skill, combo, and smite. They added combo and smite. So now they're trying to rebalance this thing because they're realizing that you could have the same damage factor between two commanders here, but one commander on the combo side is infinitely better. I'm not going to say infinitely. He's just really, really, really good and much better than Zuge. And it's probably got a lot to do with the Delta. The Delta is just a little more cracked when it comes to what it does and how it does it. Plus it's combo. So you're getting extra procs. You're getting all the extra things that come with combo. And there's no mitigation on combo. So now what do? Well, you release Wedge 2.0. And when you release Wedge 2.0, you make it more powerful. And part of the reason there, you can't look at this blindly and say, well, oh my gosh, they get 12% more skill damage. That's more than Pincer and Delta. That's not fair. Well, it kind of is, because of all the mitigations to skill damage, okay? Archer players know this, and a lot of Cav players like us, we know this. We know that commanders mitigate a ton of skill damage. That's just the way it's always been. And so when our smite and our combos come out, there's just not that many ways to mitigate smite and combo damage when you got commanders doing a whole bunch of that stuff. And so, of course, we've gotten a power creep with some of the damage factors. But when Achilles came out, you guys saw 2,000 AoE in a circle, and this is 1,000, but it's a 2 combo attack, so it's 2,000 AoE to 5 targets. And it wasn't like, oh my God, this is like crazy. But because he's Delta, and because he's combo, and because the rest of his kit is really, really good, and there's no mitigation to combo, he's incredible. He's must max commander. Like, you got to get Achilles. And so from there, that's what the video is about. Just kind of talking about this, maybe talking about the different situations that we have when it comes to Wedge 2.0. I think they're going to release this at the LA meetup. I don't have confirmation on that. I don't know, but that's my assumption. That's my guess. This is taken. I've seen the video. It's from Ihara. Like I said, guys, go follow her. She's so much fun. And she's great, and she is a great ambassador to the game, and she's on the Chinese server as well, so she was showing this to us, and it was really, really cool to kind of see how they released this on the Chinese server before the international servers. So that's what we have when it comes to Wedge 2.0. Now we get to speculate, okay, you're giving us 12% more bonus to skill damage? Well, then what are we getting on the inscriptions? And that's what's going to be really the question mark that's going to tell us how powerful Wedge 2.0 is going to be. If you enjoyed this video, throw a like on here. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hopefully this helps with planning out some different things, this video. And like I said, if you're not subscribed, consider doing so. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, get into my Discord. The link is down in the description. This is going crazy and bananas, and it is a lot of fun to have these conversations in my Discord where a lot of these ideas for videos come from. So you want to get involved in my videos? Get in my Discord and start talking with all of us nerds that are in there. So with that, we hope you have a great day, broskis.